Hello and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Been a while, hasn't it? Sorry about that, that wasn't my intention, but loads and loads of stuff coming up and just not being helpful. So, there we go, I think. What should we do now? Maybe we should talk with Kyoko. Okay then. So, now what do we do? I mean, I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then...
Then, let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. It's not like we can run away. And as she said that, she pointed to the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying that rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Oh, don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind's ensnared? You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us to go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little... Okay, no, I am super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Alright, off to the gym we go. My way around this accursed school. Didn't she say she'd found a way up there? I've probably got some coins to spend, but at this point I don't think it makes any massive difference. Just head into it.
Well now.
Hey! Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead! What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really going to be okay? You were supposed to be punished! Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do?
Shing!
If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again! And this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko, do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However...
But before you do, let me say just one thing.
Now,
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right?
Huh?
Yeah. I lose?
Hey!
You! Explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Because...
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
In other words...
I was supposed to be chosen as the blackened and executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
However...
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
Right.
And in response to that unexpected development,
Indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation, no more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However...
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that would come to our aid even after you had killed it.
Am I wrong?
And now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuru. You did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would be such a violation of your rules. And I know you love those so much. If the blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? That means I lose. You talk a big game. So you're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto.
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? Make such a bold claim without a shred of evidence?
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I could find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. And now you try to talk like some kind of famous detective type.
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He'd have been gripped by the despair that you so love to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you, with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence.
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They'd assume you killed him because what we have been saying is absolutely right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making all this up. You're welcome to try and prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair, fair and square,
that's what we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Makoto's trial over again. Only this time you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown.
One final battle.
between hope and despair.
Oh good lord, that entire line was actually real.
Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial. One last showdown. In other words, our chance to expose the true identity of Makoto's killer. The mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Very.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored. I decided to change things up a little. Time for bear jokes. Now, what you've suggested might be plausible, but it would certainly make one honey of a climax.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it will cause you unbearable despair, right? And I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory? You know what the problem is? I've been watching Community recently, so every time he makes a bad bear pun, it just puts me in mind of the Dean from Community making bad Dean puns all the time.
I can barely contain myself!
Let's have one final grisly showdown. He agreed. And we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer's barely a fitting end.
You guys!
So for this final face-off, we'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right. Every last mystery that's pouring around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely
then
contain
that'll be enough to
myself!
qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
Koalas aren't technically bears. I don't think. I can't remember. I'd have to double check that. That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all! You can claw your way to the truth of Makuru's death and solve the mysteries of this school.
Guys!
Then you win! But if you can't do all that, we'll all face execution, right? Oh, I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how all this has turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that, for sure. So what?
Hey,
I just want to confirm that that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement? Oh, you don't have to be suspicious, I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations, and having a trial for Mikuru is no exception to that. Which means one of the students did kill her. Makuru's trial is no exception. Then it's part of the regulations. Which would have to mean whoever killed Mikuru. It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told her this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd he go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really angry!
I'm done talking. Got nothing left to say to you. Get lost, would you? Why is he so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? Oh, I don't care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting ready. Super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto. Let's go. Okay. Creepy bastard. Oh. Alright, you're right. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, we still had a chance. Overall, things had turned out way better than I'd expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now it's because of you.
however,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. True. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. Honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so,
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
because,
It's all because of that one moment that I said the mastermind let down their guard. What? When was it the mastermind let their guard down?
so,
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off,
However,
and yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason that they had to do something that difficult. A reason.
so,
They had to show the world something. No matter the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world?
it would
The
seem,
mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but about forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, well, nobody would have killed anybody.
in other words,
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. Why?
correct.
Prove a point, most likely. Prove a point.
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope, to kill each other and sink into despair, Mastermind wants the world to see that. Try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal. As the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? That's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right. It is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Is that their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto,
I know how angry it must make you, and yet, that same motivation is what led the Mastermind into revealing their weakness. What?
In other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The Mastermind has to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the Mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
At least that's how those who are watching it would have seen it. And that's why the Mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Yunko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the Mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live television to the entire world, the Mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
And it would only do the Mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. Well, that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the Mastermind to accept your challenge.
however,
It's only thanks to you that we got that chance. Because you believed in me, another path opened up. Can't believe how much of the Mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I mean, I didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
Whew.
But it does look like I got it right. This time, at least, I won my bet. She let out a quick sigh, and I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. Totally couldn't tell I was nervous at all. He seemed confident in there. And the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanour is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd shown my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the Mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True. But now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together, with everyone, to destroy the Mastermind. Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible? Huh?
anyway,
Anyway. Right now we have to go and find the others.
shall we go?
They're probably in the dormitories somewhere. Shall we? My guess? Dining hall, that's usually where they are. Yeah, I could just use the fast travel system, couldn't I? Alright, yawning. And suddenly, we were greeted with... You again. Is he broken?
Whew.
I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. That's a fucking 61. What the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Huh?
Is that Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto!
You survived?
Hey dudes.
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'll take that as a compliment, you prick.
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
And you're still a moron. Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together. And survived. And as soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, What's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. Get away! Shoo! Shoo! And in a flash, my tears dried up.
Yo!
Makoto, what was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world.
You know?
Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, look, I didn't go to the spirit world. And who the heck is Miss Cleo? I still can't believe you survived. Me either. Do you realise why it is you escaped execution? It was alter ego. He saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say they had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you. So what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured out that since the trial was over, we'd have access to new places again. And? No dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked. Right, new areas. Where can we go to find new clues? You stink. Are you rotten?
I'm telling
Rotten.
you!
Physically, I mean. Mentally, every which way you can be rotten. Sorry. Just roll around in garbage for a while. The smell is so smelly. Oh, super smelly. Oh god, you smell even worse than me. Way worse than me. I win. She seems happy for some reason. Well, yeah, she is crazy, remember?
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you. Look, we need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class trial?
In other words,
We're going to redo Makuru's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer. And of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is that it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Makuru?
That's right.
It was all an elaborate trap conceived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? Made it sound like it was easy. I just... you know...
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed, so the mastermind had broken their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them. To have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean!
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again. Later. So, knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Makuru, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind. But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery?
But
Well, we've been looking around all this time. Still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies.
Oh, no!
Everyone?
I really hate you!
Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with the things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with my master. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
anyway,
Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other
Interesting.
words, one decisive final battle. Rather interesting development, I'd say.
but
Figuring out who the mastermind is, and how they killed Makuru, and all of the school's mysteries. It's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe. This time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. If we work together, search as hard as we can, I'm sure we can solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
Indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us a little hint of his... hint? It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but... okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but... this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
As I still maintain I know who's behind this because of cosplayers. To which the correct response is, stupid sexy cosplayers. Monokuma said that, did he? And that Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable.
Huh?
But why?
So, in other words...
if the mastermind really is the one who killed Mikuru, as Kyoko said, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in this school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mikuru, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
in other words...
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in this killing game. Then the mastermind is... there were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. And in Mikuru, when you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them.
That's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say for sure that that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among so many. Mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair. So they must be a high schooler. We can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? Did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well...
maybe they'd snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but...
I don't care how sneaky you are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right?
And maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and action beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, wouldn't it be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation? Maybe, but still. Officially daytime, I take it?
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode.
Sounds ominous.
So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
That's helpful
Look
of you.
wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Flamin' marvellous. How very magnanimous of him to unlock all of the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning to working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your own responsibilities.
Goodbye.
Well then. After making his final statement, Bayaka left the dining hall. Yeah, my master! He didn't take me with him!
Hey!
Did you blame him? Without master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream! Or the coffee! You're totally useless! Bye. And with that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
Just a second!
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm going to use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. He's an idiot. Laughing loudly, Hero left the dining hall. Everyone's really going to go off by themselves? What about you, Nina? I guess I'll do the same thing.
But,
I mean, it's not like I don't trust everyone, you know? But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto? That's really nice of you to say. But I know I've been mostly totally useless. Figured at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help get us out of here. I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. See you later! Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed from the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
Right, well that's a good point to end this part, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next.